August 19, 2018 Limerick's Cian Lynch with Gearoid McInerney of Galway. Copyright INPHO, Tommy Dickson. Sensational Limerick captured their 8th All-Ireland senior hurling crown with a thoroughly deserved 3-16 to 2-18 victory over Galway at Croke Park. Having endured 4.5 decades of hurt since their last Liam MacCarthy Cup win in 1973, the Treaty County looked home and host when substitute Shane Dowling bagged their third major under Hill 16 in the 68th minute to put 8 points between the teams, 3-15 to 0-16, Graham Mulcahy and Tom Morrissey having also notched precious three-pointers in either half, while 20-year-old Kyle Hayes, 0-4, and captain Declan Hannon, 0-2, also arrowed over inspirational scores for the youthful victors. Galway, the defending champions, hadn't shown up, but they staged a remarkable late rally as goals from Conor Whelan and Drew Canning, free, followed by a point from substitute Niall Burke made it a one-point match with 5 of 8 minutes of injury time played. On 77 minutes, Mulcahy steadied the ship with the winner's first point since the 44th minute, and John Keely's men held on for a famous win despite a late point at Canning, 65. King had a late chance to salvage a drop at Galway, who will be full of regret tonight, instead fell to their first championship defeat since losing a semi-final to Tipperary by a point in August 2016. Mulcahy's bizarre 16th-minute major had the Shannon sitters ahead by 1-10 to 0-9 at the end of a nervy first half where both sides were guilty of a catalogue of uncharacteristic wides, 21 between them. The Leinster champions failed to show up before the break and could consider themselves fortunate to be still in contention at the short whistle, although they probably should have had a free out when Seamus Flanagan barged Padraig Mannion out of the way in the build-up to the Mulcahy major. Points from Aaron Gillan, Hayes and Mulcahy had the Treaty County 3 points to no score ahead inside 5 minutes. They completely dominated those early exchanges but were also guilty of 5 wides in that period. Canning settled Galway with a converted 65 on 7 minutes, and captain David Burke followed up with the holders' second 30 seconds later before the outstanding Cian Lynch and Mannion traded inspirational points as the challengers led by 0-4 to 0-3 after 10 minutes. Darragh O'Donovan expertly doubled the difference, but Galway led for the first and only time on 15 minutes following a brace of excellent Canning frees and a Joseph Cooney finish between the Hill 16 posts. Limerick reclaimed the lead when Mulcahy somehow bundled the Sliothar over the line, or did a defender inadvertently get the last touch from close range after James Scale tried to smother the ball but lost sight of it. A scrappy and fortuitous goal, but a huge score in the context of a closely contested match. Morrissey made it 1-6 to 0-6, and there was a flurry of wides at either end before captain Hannon stretched the Limerick lead out to 4. Hannon notched his second in the 28th minute, cancelled out instantly by a second from Galway captain Burke. Canning, free, and Joseph Cooney have the deficit, but Gillan, free, and Flanagan replied in kind to give their team a 4-point interval cushion. Hayes and Joseph Cooney, the only Galway forward to score from play before the break, traded the first 2 scores after the restart before Diarmuid Burns and Hayes left 6 between the teams with 40 minutes played. It was an 8-point game with 10 minutes played in the second half as Hayes fired his third since the restart and Gillan steered over his second pointed free, 1-15 to 0-10. Canning pegged back a brace from play on 51 and 53 minutes, but the game looked done and dusted in the 54th minute when last year's All-Ireland U21 winning captain Morrissey juggled the Sliothar on his hurl and fired a bullet to the Hill 16 net 2-15 to 0-12. But 9 points is a dangerous lead. Canning, 3, and David Burke had the gap back to just 5 points with 3 minutes remaining, but Dowling supplied the winner's third goal with a miscued finish in the 68th minute after a good run and pass from fellow replacement Peter Casey with the Galway defence gone AWOL. Whelan gave Galway hope with an excellent catch and finish to the net in the first of 8 additional minutes, and Canning planted his free in the top left corner of the net before Burke dramatically made it a 1-point match. Surely not. Mulcahy's point on 77 minutes was priceless and meant that Canning's late pointed 65 mattered not. A last gasp free from inside his own half proved to be beyond the Portumna man's range, and Limerick held on for victory. Having beaten Cork, Tipperary, Waterford, Kilkenny and now Galway, they are the most deserving of champions. Tweet.